Good evening. This is Carolyn with Scrapbooking with a Twist. And I am going to do a layout. And yes, I know if you've ever watched my videos, the very few that I have up, you think, where have you been for months? And life just gets in the way. I just get so busy. I don't have time. I love to do videos. My videos are usually very simple. I just love to do videos. I love to share an inspirational thought with you, but tonight I am finally doing another video. So tonight it isn't really the layout, but I am going to do a flip page. I just went to a scrap here a while back, Scrap and Create in Grapevine, Texas, and I took a little class while we were there, and she taught us how to make these flip pages. And so you just, it needs to be assembled, but you put this on, put it inside your page protector, and it gives you room for more pictures without taking up your whole page with pictures where you can still have some pretty paper, some embellishments and things like that. So that's what we're going to do tonight. So to start out with, I'm just going to frame my my background paper so that it just draws a little attention. This kind of maroon color is present throughout, and I just want it to kind of frame it a little and give it a border. So we'll do that, and then I can never get these things straight, so I may get in the video here. Try not to. I shouldn't have done it this way. I don't normally do it this way. I usually do one side at a time, but I'll try and get it as even as I can. That's going to be about as good as I can get it anyway. Okay, so there we go. Actually, I've got a little more up here. I think I'll turn this around this direction. Then I'm going to go ahead and put what I want on the underside of my flap. So I think I'm going to put my little bit of journaling and a picture. I'm doing Christmas morning. This is actually Christmas 2017. And this picture is of the boys doing some cookies. And so I'm going to put that on there. And it isn't Christmas morning, so I'm going to put it on the flap, I think. So let's just do that. And then I wish I could remember the lady's name so that I could give her credit. I don't remember her name. It was the Scrap and Create weekend scrap at, I just smeared that, at the Grapevine Convention Center. And there were several vendors there. And this lady was a vendor, and she did some classes. And I had been looking for something, just those stick-on editions that you could, so you can put more pictures. I just usually have more pictures than I have room for, and I don't want to do so many pages. Now my scrapbook's so thick, and so I had been looking for those, and then I just happened to see on the little agenda thing that she was doing these flip pages to add, so you could add pictures and have more pictures. I thought, well, I'll just take that class. And so I did and learned this technique, and I love it. I've already used it several times. I'm going to put a few little embellishments. I'm not going to embellish this very much up here. That's a little Santa. He's kind of hard to see, I think, in the video, but you can see him pretty well in real life. I probably should have backed him in white before I put him on there, but I didn't, so that's the way it's going to be. think I will do a couple of these gifts up above that. Like I said, most of these photos are Christmas morning, but this particular one is a little while before Christmas when they were doing Christmas cookies. I definitely should have put these on white before I put them on here. But they'll be fine. I'm not going to undo them. And like I said, the layout isn't really the point of this video. It's the making this flap. So now I'm going to add the flap, which will go just like that. So you really, really want to use liquid glue on this. The tape runner is just not strong enough. So you want to use, I use the Nuvo Deluxe liquid glue. And I love it. It's strong, it holds. It gives you just a minute to move or do what you need to do, but it does dry fast, but it's strong. And the good thing about it, because I'm really messy with glue, is that it dries clear and matte, and so it just doesn't show. These are the same color, so it's kind of hard to see, but I want that good and tight up against that. And then we'll hold that down. Make sure it's up in there. I think it is. We'll hold that down and let it stick so that we don't have to worry about it anymore. Like I said, it doesn't take that Nuvo Deluxe very long to hold pretty good. I don't know where all of you live, but where I live, it has been very cold. We live in the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex, and it has been really cold. We got some snow and ice, and just had nothing like last year. This time last year, in February of last year, of course, everybody got such really cold weather, and we lost power, and just people just really suffered. And we didn't do that this year. It was, like I said, that Nuvo Deluxe is great, and so I just put the glue on the wrong side of that too, and it won't even show. I just wiped it off a little, but it won't even show. I'm going to put the year here on the front of this flap. Yeah, last year we had, I think it was 12 days that we never got above freezing, and we got snow and ice, and then more on top of that, and people, I mean, if you didn't lose power completely, you were probably in rolling blackouts, just because they were trying to get power to people at least part of the time. Now, we were very fortunate here at my house. We did not lose power. My daughter did. My son, who lives just down the road, did not. But we are on the same part of the grid as City Hall here in our little community. And City Hall was a warming station. So I really think that's probably why we didn't lose power. But the city water wells froze up, and so we lost our water. And I was doing good until the city froze up, and then I couldn't keep water running in my house, and my pipes froze up. One of them broke in the wall. My son and son-in-law had to fix it. It was not a good thing. Okay, so this is how this flap works. And then you put this in your page protector. This is on the outside of your page protector, and you've made room for, actually, could have been 4 pictures there, but, and still has some pretty paper and embellishments. So there's that. Like I said, I'm using pictures from Christmas 2017. Let me get this down a little. I didn't know for sure if I was going to be able to back these pictures until I got the flap on there, but yes, I think I am going to be able to. So I just need to decide how I want to back those pictures. These are the other pictures that I'm going to be using. Something maybe like that. And then I have, my title is going to be It's Christmas. So I just need to see how all of this is going to fit. I'm going to put that there. This is, I was going to show, this is, if you're not familiar with Painted Pages, this is a piece from Painted Pages, and they're at the scrapbook convention in Arlington, Texas that I go to every year, and they did a workshop this last year, and I actually took it, but their pages, you know, you get these pages that you really just don't know what to do with them because they've got all of this big stuff on them. And so these flip pages are really a good way to use those because you can create these areas where you can do something large like this, but you still can get a lot of pictures on your layout. I'm about using a lot of pictures. To me, the scrapbooking is about using a lot of pictures. I absolutely love the layouts where people just use one picture and they really showcase their paper and their embellishments. And I just think that's awesome. But I can't do that because my house would be filled with scrapbooks. I just can't do that. I've got to put more pictures on a page. That's just all there is to it. And so this gives me a way to do that and still have embellishments and pretty paper. So I kind of think this is what I sort of had visualized in my mind. So I have just these little tiny scraps that were left over from this. I wanted to show you one of the Painted Pages kits. Let me grab one if I can find one. Sorry, didn't mean to leave y'all dangling, but I wanted to find a Painted Pages kit to show you. Here's one. I'll pull this one out. Painted Pages, they come in, well, you can buy individual sheets, but sometimes they come in kits. You can get them in kits, and then they show you how to do a layout. So, for example, here is this huge painted page. I don't see which way is right side up for you. Here is this huge painted page with this big flower, this big barn, and you're like, you could put one picture there if you use this page and that would be it. And then here are basically embellishments that come with it, and then it comes with all the papers and everything. And so, but then they give you these layout plans, which I'm going to say 90% of the time, I don't use the layout plan, but you can see how they cut them apart and give you ideas. This was not how this one was done, but just seeing how they work helps you get a plan in your own mind. So anyway, this is, I think, what I'm going to do with this. But these Painted Pages are just beautiful, beautiful paper. A lady actually designs them. They come out with different ones each year. And, but it's hard to visualize. I get paper a lot of the time that have these big things on them, and I don't know how to use them. And so I think doing these flip pages, get a lot more photos, get to use your pretty paper, use some bigger embellishments if you want to, and yet still get a lot of pictures on a page. And that's what I really like about it. So here we are. I'm going to fold that up so that I think let me see if I have some paper here that I can back these photos in. I don't know if I have any scraps up here big enough. There's one, I could back that in. Just put it in the plain. Or I could go totally rogue and just do a thing of paper across there. Maybe that's what I'll do. Let's see what I've got. I'm thinking I might just do something like that across there. So let's see what we need. About so much. Me and my exact measuring, you know. But anyway, I just think it's all about the pictures. And so I always want more pictures on the page. And so this, when I took this workshop, I thought, this is how I can do that and keep my scrapbooks from getting so thick, but still use a lot of pictures. And I do use the pages of just pictures that go in between, and the pocket pages, and I think I just cut that the wrong width. Oh, that's okay. The pocket pages, and I do that sometimes, but I really just liked this idea, and so I've used it already several times. Let's see if we can make this work. Yes, I think we can. Like I said, I never do get anything straight. And if I tear that up, it's going to pull it apart. Let's see if I can get that loose, because it is definitely not straight. Yeah, that's a little better. And then here is the other picture. I could probably cut that picture down a little. There's a lot of, this was kind of a mess that my little youngest grandson had created in his part of opening gifts that morning. I have 6 little grandsons, and so it's kind of chaotic, but it is certainly fun on Christmas morning with them all excited to get into their gifts. We try to take turns, and oh my goodness, getting them to wait and take turns is a challenge sometimes. Okay, I think we'll just do that. That kind of coordinates pretty well with all of that. Put that down up there. Really not going to have a whole lot of embellishments other than down around the title. The whole idea of this was the flap as being the main part of it. Okay, so get this off of here. Get this off of here. See where we are here. Just want to, I wish I had cut those pictures down just a little, but I think that will work. Maybe just a little up, so that my title is, yes, that will work. Okay. Get my title background down here. think I'm going to pop that title up just a little on some foam tape. Okay, so there's that. Now we can get the pictures down. Get these in there. I didn't have much left over, so there's not a whole lot of anything to tuck in, but I wanted to just kind of pull that wood grain in with these pictures just a little bit. Let's see. Yeah, there's nothing I'm covering up. Still move this one over just a little. See how that goes. So I'm going to put a little embellishment right there. Let's see what that is. I think that works. I didn't want these straight, so they're just a little bit wonky, but not real. Let's see, I need to pull this one over just a little to the edge, like the other one is. Something maybe about like that. Yeah, there we go. I think that'll still work. Okay, let's get our title down. Use some foam tape for that. There we go. Get the foam tape off there and get that stuck down. Then figure out what we're going to do with the rest of these things. For my thought tonight, while I'm just doing some of this putting down here, I wanted to, I was reminded of a saying this week that you hear all your life these sayings and you don't think too much about them. But I had a saying this week that was kind of brought back to my memory that really stuck with me. And we've all been through a lot these last couple of years with the pandemic, all the things that are going on. And the saying was, you can't pour from an empty cup. And I thought, that is pretty, that's just kind of profound right now. We have so many people that are health caregivers, for example, our nurses and people like that are just drained. I mean, they're literally drained. And many of us are drained for whatever reason. We may be taking care of sick ones. We may have lost loved ones. We may be struggling with being kept at home so much. There are a lot of reasons why different people are struggling. And so I thought, you cannot pour from an empty cup. We have to fill our cup before we can help others. We can't fill somebody else's cup if we don't have anything in our own cup. And I think that's where that needs to go for our thought tonight. And there's only one source for us to fill our cup. The Bible says that Jesus is the living water. And he told the woman at the well, if you drink from my water, you'll never thirst again. And she didn't really understand that. And so he explained it to her, and she was saved, and her life was transformed. So we we've got to take that advice from Jesus and drink from his water. Fill our cup with the word, through prayer, through going to church and hearing or listening on, on our computers or the television, and fill our cup with godliness and fill our cup with our relationship with God. And that way we can help others. We can't help others until we've filled our own cup. So that was just my thought for today. I'm sort of getting these embellishments down and about to get to an end of this. Whoa, come back here. About to get it done. Let me see where that falls. Yes. Yes, right there. About to get these embellishments down, and then that is going to wrap it up. Get that little label in under there. Like I said, not just a ton of embellishments here, but just to kind of freshen it up and perk it up just a little bit. But the main idea for tonight was to show you this flap. Get these little ornaments here. Maybe put them on a little piece of foam. But I hope this helps you not be afraid of paper that has big things on it, and shows you that you can use a lot of pictures and still have a lot of embellishment and pretty paper if you can use your flaps. And I've got one that I'm going to show you that I actually did in the workshop that it's just gorgeous. It's much fancier than what this one is and a lot more detail, but I want to show you the concepts because, I mean, it allows for a lot more pictures, many, many more pictures. So anyway, that's what this one's going to be. I think that's all I'm going to do with this one tonight. So here we are. We have our flap. Get this where you can see it. We have our flap, so we got to use our pretty paper. And all I did was just cut this section. I tore it so that it had that edge, and then I mounted it on the maroon and tore that edge just to kind of go with it. And you allow about, I usually do about a ½ inch for where I glue and overlap these. And then, of course, my background, my frame matched my background for this paper, and then that gave me space. It could have been a picture for 4 pictures, but still have the pretty paper. And then my other 2 pictures, a nice big title and some embellishments. And so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pictures, could have been 6, and pretty paper and embellishments. So just a way to stretch your, and you don't have to cut. You know, I've done where I did different things and you had to cut your page protector, and you don't have to cut the page protector here. I'm going to go ahead and slide this in a page protector just to show you, to finish the idea here. So we will just slide this in our page protector. I say we will. There we go. So there we are. It's going to go in our book. And then as we open that page, we see we've got this really neat thing here. We know to open it up, and yet we still have all of our page. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you join me again. I don't promise I'll make videos very often, but when I do, I always have a thought or a scripture or a real short little devotional that I hope will touch your life. And God bless you, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.